Let's walk through an example program. Python always begins at line 1, tab 0. Python sees the primate class definition and records it in the class map. The init method or constructor begins at line 2. LWPython adds this method to the primate class map. The run method begins at line 6. LWPython also adds this method to the primate class map. The primate class definition has ended, so LWPython decreases the current tab to 0. The human class begins at line 8. The keyword primate inside the parentheses indicates that the human class inherits from the primate class. LWPython adds the human class to the class map. The tog method begins at line 9. LWPython adds this method to the human class map. The human class has ended, so Python decreases the current tab to 0. The statement at line 11 tab 0 is Mike equals human. Python begins executing the assignment by evaluating the human constructor call. Next, Python pushes the constructor arguments to the expression stack. The constructor call does not contain any arguments, so the element is empty. Python now prepares to jump to the constructor. Python first looks for the human class constructor. The human class does not have the init method, so Python looks for the constructor in the base class, which is primate. This method is in line 2 and requires one parameter. Python creates a new human object and stores it in the object store. Python then adds self and the new object to the function input, then copies it to the local variables map. Python then starts executing the init method body. Python assigns 0 to the speed attribute. Similarly, Python assigns the attributes num_arms and num_legs in lines 4 and 5. Python then jumps back to the constructor call site at line 11 and assigns the new human object to Mike. Python next executes Mike.run with 10. As usual, Python evaluates the method call argument and looks for the run method definition. Since Mike is an instance of the human class, LWPython first looks in the human class. The human class does not contain the run method, so Python next looks in the base class primate and finds the run method in line 6. Python next constructs the function input and jumps to the run method. Line 7 is an assignment which stores speed in self.speed. LWPython now returns to the method call site at line 12. The statement at line 13 tab 0 is message equals Mike.talk. Line 13 is another method call. The human class contains the talk method, so Python does not need to search the base classes. Python jumps to line 10 to execute human's talk method. The talk method simply returns the string hello world. This string is stored in variable message. The program execution is now complete.